In this video, we're going to show you how to install the CV axle on your Kia Sorento, located behind your passenger side front wheel. Using a 21mm socket, go ahead and loosen and remove your lug nuts. Go ahead and grab that wheel, remove it, and set it aside. Now we want to remove our caliper and bracket as well. We're going to use our 17mm socket to go ahead and loosen these bolts. Now I'm going to loosen and remove the lower bolt first. I'm going to take that one out first because the upper bolt is holding that unit in place. Now before you remove the upper one, you want to go ahead and grab one of these here or something like this. It's a caliper hanging hook, or you can grab a securing strap of some sort. Because when we remove this here, we're going to go ahead and hang it off of our strut up top here and up and out of the way. And it pulls back. Use the hook and lift that up and hang it up top. Now what I want to do is go ahead and crank my wheel over. You can have someone hop into the vehicle and turn it for you. I'm going to simply go ahead and put a screwdriver in my vents on my rotor and go ahead and pry this. This is going to allow me to get some leverage and move this. Use our 10mm socket, loosen and remove this bolt. I'm going to go ahead and put that bolt right back in there. Next, you want to go ahead and pull the ABS wire out of the bracket on your strut. Don't pull on the wire up here to yank it out. You want to go ahead and, if you can, put 2 fingers behind there and work this out like so. Using a 32mm socket, loosen and remove the axle nut. Go ahead and remove the washer that's in there. On your brake rotor, you may have Phillips head screws here holding the rotor to the hub. If you do, let's remove those next. If you do not have them, it is not critical to the operation. Grab that rotor, pull it off, and set it aside. Next thing you want to pay attention to is the axle itself. Now the axle itself has splines on it and it engages with the wheel hub. You want to make sure that this axle is free floating. You can see I could push in on that. If it is not doing that, that means that the splines are frozen to the splines. Spray it down with some rust penetrant. You can use a punch in the center and go ahead and knock this free. Never smash the end of the axle with a hammer because you're going to mushroom over the threads on the axle in case you have to reuse your axle. That's going to ruin it for you. So punch in the middle, go ahead and knock that free. Let's loosen and remove the nuts on our strut to knuckle assembly. These are 19mm. Now if the bolt is spinning, that's a 17mm bolt head on the other side. Now if you need to, you can go ahead and use a hammer to go ahead and tap these bolts. The end of these bolts are tapered, so you don't have to worry about the threads, but you just want to go ahead and tap these gently. If it requires more than that, use a brass punch to go ahead and knock these out. You can go ahead and grab that knuckle and rock it back and forth. Now when you pull out the low one, the knuckle is going to want to pull out. While we're doing that, we want to go ahead and push the axle in. We want to go ahead and separate that axle from the backside of our wheel hub. Now at this point here, you can also still use the punch to go ahead and knock this through. Our backing plate is rotted and you really should replace this at this point. Now our CV axle comes over here and it meets an intermediate shaft right here. So this needs to be separated off of the intermediate shaft. Now sometimes you can get a hammer up here and you want to hit the axle itself. And there's it's actually starting to separate inside here. There it is. Now at this point, you can put one hand on the outside and one on the inside and start to separate this. Now right here, there's a little locking clip here that actually locks the other CV axle onto it, but you want to check the splines, make sure that this is all clean. And ours is in really good condition. So we can go ahead and feed our axle back up onto this here and then tap it onto the lock. You're gonna take that CB axle, line that up. Make sure that is on the splines. There it is. And our axle cup is seated on the inside here. Just to make sure that's fully engaged on the outside, I'm gonna take a dead blow mallet and just kind of tap this. Make sure it's fully engaged. Don't use a hammer on the end because you'll mushroom up the threads. So a dead blow rubber hammer works perfect. Get to remove the axle nut. Now if you have the option to, now's a good time to go ahead and put some anti-seize compound on these splines. Go ahead and grab this and give this a flex. Work it into the back of the wheel hub and get those splines lined up and work this in. Now here we have the axle coming through. Go ahead and get that nut started. Now we can go ahead and put our bolts in. You can rock it in and out. You can move the knuckle or you can grab the strut and pull it in and out. Here we go. Go ahead and get the nut started. Let's go ahead and tighten down our strut bolts. Now I want to torque those down to 87 foot-pounds. Go ahead and install your ABS wire. Let's go ahead and get our bracket installed. And make sure that axle is all the way through. And you see what I did there? Just snugged it down. You don't want to over tighten it using your impact gun because now we need to torque this. I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 lug nuts and thread these on. Now I'm using a pry bar between these 2 lug nuts here. That's going to help protect the threads. And I have my torque wrench on here. I'm going to torque this down to 159 foot-pounds. And once you're torqued, you can go ahead and loosen and remove the lug nuts. Now at this point here, you want to go ahead and grab a cotter pen. I'm going to feed this through. And this is a preference on what you want to do. What I like to do is I'm going to just take one of these legs, fold it over, and then I snip the other. You may want to take one and spread it over the top and the other one spread over the back side there and use both sides of these, but it's not necessary. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this hub back over to the driver's side again. I'm going to grab that wheel and just go ahead and manually rotate this around like so. Now it's recommended to go ahead and apply some anti-seize here on the face of the hub. Now before we install our brake rotor, I want to be sure that we go ahead and clean this. So just use some spray solvent on the side, clean that off, and then we'll install it. Now we're ready to install our brake rotor. Make sure when you install it that you line up the holes for the screws. If you're reusing those, we are. So we're just going to position our brake rotor accordingly. Make sure to clean the front surface as well. If you're installing your screws, go ahead and do so now. You want to make sure that these are good and snug. Go ahead and grab your caliper, remove that tool. Make sure your pads are recessed in and slide this into place. Now while holding this here, we're going to go ahead and install our upper bolt on our caliper bracket. Once you get the upper bolt started, a few threads, you can go ahead and let go. That bolt will hold it, and then go ahead and get that lower one lined up. And then you just gotta slide that caliper up a little bit, get that lined up. Do the same here, get that started. Now I like to run them in as far as I can by hand. And we'll go ahead and pop our ratchet on there. Then we'll snug them down. All right, let's go ahead and torque those down. I want to go ahead and torque this down to 60 foot-pounds. Go ahead and grab that wheel, line it up onto those wheel studs. Let's go ahead and get our lug nuts started. Now once we get all of these started, we're going to come back and snug them all down. Let's go ahead and torque down our lug nuts to 75 foot-pounds. You want to do this in a crisscross pattern. After finishing this installation, it's important to have an alignment done on your vehicle.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.